Okay, so welcome back to Monday Meetup, our first official Monday Meetup of 2025, which is exciting. I hope a lot of you got the chance or to be on døTERRA's Jumpstart 2025 because they did a really great job. I know for some people who've been around a long time, I've heard it was kind of basic, that kind of thing. But there was some really good meat in there for anybody at any level. And it was really inspiring. So I hope that if you haven't, you'll go do that right after this meeting because it's actually, by the time we get off this meeting, it'll only be up for 3 more hours. So you can still go in and log in and watch the Jumpstart 2025 recording. And if you watch it, just little pro tip here, if you watch it on like 1.5 speed, it'll only take like 45 or 50 minutes. So that's what I did because I've already watched it once. But I was one of those people who could not get logged in for the first 30 or 40 minutes. And I kept trying, and they told me just keep trying. And so I did. And finally, I got logged in. So I missed the first about half an hour. And Tanya really encouraged me. I was planning to go watch the whole thing again anyway, but Tanya really encouraged me to do that because of some specific things. And the Hal Elrod part was really inspiring. So I don't know if the rest of you found that to be true also, but I really was inspired by that. A couple things I pulled out of that, and then we'll jump into some other recap kind of aspects of Jumpstart. But I just hope that you all heard the message. And again, even if you just go back and listen to that part, I don't think you could listen to it too many times. He drops so many nuggets in such a short time. But he just said, before you can move forward in any endeavor, you have to know that you're just as worthy as anybody else. You're just as capable as anyone else. The question is, are you just as committed? And that's really as committed as you can be. That's not comparing yourself to someone else. That's as committed as you can be to doing what it takes. Um, the other thing he said that stuck with me was when you finally get to that rank or that goal or that income level, whatever it is you're striving to achieve. And he gave the example of he wanted to sell 1 million copies of Miracle Morning in his first year, and it took him 6 years. He says, when it finally happens, you won't wish it happened sooner because you'll realize you weren't the person you needed to be for it to happen at that time. And all of the development it's taken, all of the perseverance, all of the hard work and growing as a person is so worth finally reaching that and the timing that you do reach it. So I loved that for myself personally. I know a lot of us have been here for quite a while working toward big goals. But ultimately, the thing I loved the most that he said is here are the things you can control: how you show up, who you become, and what you create. So focus on the things that you can control because today is always the most important day of your life and you should live it like it is. So those were really inspiring nuggets for me personally. Anybody else have any thoughts? Well, I'm going to go pull up our slideshows to give you some visual aids. Anyone else have thoughts on the Jumpstart? Just in general, favorite parts, maybe it wasn't Hal Elrod, something else you're excited about that døTERRA announced. I would just love to hear in a minute or less, what were your favorite either points that stood out to you or new announcements and promos, anything like that. So unmute if you can while I pull up our screen share for a second.
Okay, Crystal, this is going to be really lame, but this is me being transparent. Hello, Twinka. That glass bottle. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes.
I'm like February 1st. Come on, come on.
Yes,
I got my
I
order
know.
ready. So I'm sorry, but that was
I'm
rocking
super
awesome.
excited about the glass bottle too. That is not lame at all, Joanna. I love that. I'm excited to get mine too.
I'm
Awesome.
That's my story.
excited. I'm excited that the customers are going to get that little magazine. I'm
Oh,
so happy
yes.
that they're going to be getting that
That is so good.
from
Yes,
us. Yeah.
we totally need that. Yeah. That has
Yeah.
been a request for a long time, and I think it's going to be even more beautiful than anything we could have hoped for.
Yep.
So I'm excited
I'm
about it.
hoping that we can at least purchase one so we'll have one ourselves.
I think we'll be able to, don't quote me on that. I've been trying throughout the day and the weekend to look up updates on things because there were a lot of questions, a lot of unknown things that people have asked like that. And I saw a comment somewhere that said, yes, maybe not immediately first thing in the month, but that we will eventually be able to. Oh, sorry, I did not turn off my notifications. Let me do that real quick. Anybody else?
Just real quickly, we'll still get the Living magazine, correct?
Yeah, they're not.
Okay, I love that.
They're not doing away with that. This is a new booklet for new enrollments that's really beautiful and walks them through the foundational wellness and the things about dOTERRA that are different, those kind of things, and it's done really well, it looks like. So excited about that. Twinka, yes.
I can't see whether I'm muted or not. Am I on?
You're not. I can hear you.
I just want to say that one of my wellness advocates, like this kind of a wellness advocate that I'm constantly inviting to stuff, and she doesn't stay on calls very long. She stayed on Jumpstart, and I said, "What did you think?" And she said, "I absolutely loved it. I wish they would do something like that more often. It was
Yeah.
so good, and
Okay, good.
it was fast moving, and it
Yep.
kept attention."
It did keep attention. They moved pretty quickly from one thing to the next. They had a lot of good visual aids. And I think that's really good feedback for dOTERRA. If you have an account manager, a business advancement team, whatever, people you can reach out to. I know the business advancement isn't a thing, but the business development director, tell them that. We would love for this to be a quarterly thing or whatever, that, my newer people really love this, or I personally as a leader really loved this. I think they would appreciate that feedback for sure. So that's really good to hear that it kept her attention and she didn't go anywhere. That's good. That's hard to do online these days, right? Okay, anybody else a favorite nugget or feedback at all? If not, then I will screen
Hi,
share.
Crystal.
Yes,
This
go
is
ahead.
AJ.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. I jumped on a
it's
little
okay.
few minutes late,
You're
but
fine.
I didn't know if somebody asked this already. I heard you talking about that wellness booklet that new enrollees will get. Will we have an opportunity to get that as well?
Sylvia asked that too, and the answer was,
Okay,
I think so. We don't know if it'll be right away, but like everyone's
I
asking
see.
that. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we need that too. I would love to be able to go through the book with
Yeah. I
my
think we
people.
need to be able to do that, and I think that they recognize that's something
Okay.
everyone's going to want. So we are expecting that. We just don't always know if it's going to be
When?
immediately,
Okay.
when everyone else can get it, or if we're going to have to wait a little
We
bit.
may have to
But it should
borrow it,
be. Yeah, borrow
borrow
it.
it from my
Well,
new,
the other
new
thing was, I think
customers.
it's going to be available digitally too for
Oh,
us in the
good.
DMK that we can. They said that would be faster for us to
Oh,
go
yeah.
and like look through it when they
Okay.
release it. Yeah, so that'll be even
Thank
better.
you.
You're
Okay.
welcome. Anybody
I'm
else?
so old-fashioned. I like the print. I'm
Oh, I
sorry.
love a hard copy book. I love books,
Yeah.
so that's for sure. But I do read some things more and more digitally. I can handle it. I do love the feel of paper in my hands, so I understand. Okay. If nobody else says anything, we will move forward. All right. So just going to kind of do a quick recap overview. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on each thing because, again, you can still actually watch what dOTERRA covered. We wanted to, and I have to thank Tanya for this. Also, there was someone else, another diamond, who created this presentation really soon after the Jumpstart 25 was over. And then Tanya tweaked it, added to it. I added some to it as well, and it just really came together nicely. But it is a lot of information still. And I may not know all the answers to any questions that you have. We're still kind of waiting for some answers on a few things just to get total clarification. So if you have those questions, the answer might be, I don't know. I might ask Tanya if she knows, and she is able to be on with us tonight. And if not, then if none of us know, we will make sure to find out because I have Ruby is so quick to respond, and I'm so thankful for her. I've been able to shoot her some questions, and she gets back to me really quickly. That's our Southeast Business Development Director, and we are so blessed to have her. She is fantastic. So, okay. So there is the enrollment promo that started already this month, and that's the glass bottle that Joanne is talking about. So this is for January enrollments, and also they did say we're going to be able to get this in February. So those of us who are already ordering one of these kits, so these are the VMG kits options that would come with the glass bottle and the bottle of peppermint. So that's really exciting. I am very excited to get mine too. So I think it's a great promo. Make sure you're sharing that with people, but also for those who order those next month. So this, of course, is a really good time if you have not already implemented what Tanya shared a few weeks ago about the VMG sampling campaign. She gave us such great assets, such great graphics and tools and mailer, every postcard, everything we can put together and split these up into smaller amounts so that we can actually share it with more people and not have to send them a whole packet. So it's more economical. So if you haven't been doing that, do it now for your current customers. You can do that, of course, for potential customers, but even for current customers, filter through your back office. Who do you want to sample first? Those who haven't ordered in a while, those who are already on LRP but haven't tried VMG yet, and then let them know because, look how Joanna freaked out about it, right? We have a lot of customers who are going to feel the same way, especially our loyal customers who love døTERRA. They're going to say, I want that glass bottle, right? So get them on VMG, get the sampling campaign going. All right, anything on that? Just interrupt me if you have any thoughts or questions. So the rewards promo starting on February 1st, again with any of those VMG kits, and then that's going to be the same, the glass bottle. And then our renewal gift starting this year is Super Mint, which I thought Simone's video that they did with that was super clever and cute. So that was fun. But I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be received really well by people who have lots of bottles of peppermint, because some of them may not have even tried Super Mint and realized how much they will love it. It is my favorite mint. So
And Crystal,
yeah.
I didn't catch that they said it, so maybe they didn't announce it. I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't. But they're going to change it every year to a different oil.
Oh,
Did they
okay.
say
Thank
that on
you.
Jumpstart? I didn't know if I heard
They
them say
didn't say
that.
that. They
They did
just
tell
said
us
it's
that it's
now
going
in
to change
peppermint.
every year to a new oil so that every time you renew, you get a different
Neat.
oil.
That's
Isn't
so
that going to be
smart.
great?
Thank you for clarifying that. Yay. That's good to know. All right. So first time order reward for starting your subscription with 100 PV. This is new with the rewards program. You're going to get this free welcome gift. So they're going to get samples of all these products: Adaptive, Serenity, On Guard Toothpaste, Deep Blue Rub, PB Assist, Recharge, which is fantastic because we want them sampling the consumable products, the most popular products, the things that probably didn't come in their starter kit, depending on what they started with, but those things that they're going to fall in love with and want to reorder really consistently. So we are really excited about samples. The sample sachet, that'll be a free gift with their first rewards order of 100 PV again. Members with a first time rewards order. So if you have members who have been members for a while and haven't done a rewards order yet, members new to placing a rewards order, so they haven't been on LRP, they can qualify for this free gift one time. And that has already begun. So each account can qualify for that one time. All right, so that's exciting. And is this a duplicate? Sorry. Oh, that was Canada. It was, I think, slightly different samples if they were in Canada. Okay. And then every month rewards the 125 PV by the 15th. So they're doing the top 12 essential oils, these oils here. So in 1 year, you can collect all 12 of these by having your LRP qualify. So I'm not saying 125 by the 15th because that's not always going to be the case. I'll show you that in a minute. But that's fantastic. Just that, say someone started with VMG or MetaPower, or they're just in it for the supplements and they haven't even started using many of the oils. They're going to get one of these free oils instead of oils that they can't buy ever again or don't know how to use, right? They're going to get the most popular essential oils. And we all are on our LRP. So we see that already with DigestZen, and the others will be featured in future months. So that is exciting. And I love this because this is the size I travel with. So I would get a family physician's kit or something because that's the only way to get it, or sometimes like the spa kit or the kits that have the 5 milliliter oils, but you can't always get them easily. So I keep those little bottles and I refill them from my 15 milliliter bottles because that's what always goes in my travel bag is this size. And I do have some that I do in samples or the little keychain. But a lot of times I want this much because I never know I'm going to have a major digestive issue, or I want my, 5 milliliter size of lavender to diffuse at night or whatever. So we're going to be able to collect all of those over the year. And that's more than $200 in free oils for being consistent on their foundational wellness. So doTERRA is being really smart here to encourage us to be consistent in our wellness and our customers and get these perks along the way. So everything is kind of revolving around the foundational wellness, which is smart. And then, yes, the new little booklet. So that's what it looks like for new customers. We'll get to see the inside of it hopefully very soon. We'll have it up on the DMK and we can peruse what that's going to look like and preview it before our customers start getting them. This was an actual enrollment order that was screenshotted. because you can max out on all of these freebies if you opt in as a new enrollment. So if your new enrollment opts in to being able to be on subscription. So if they select the subscription checkbox, right, when they start out with the US Foundational Wellness Kit, for example, that's what was used here in this enrollment order. Those freebies that normally would just be on your monthly orders, they're going to get all this. So this person got the Living magazine, um, and then they ordered the PB Assist, the stick version. But they got free the Pebble Diffuser because it was over 150, the Foundational Wellness bonus kit, the rewards welcome gift kit as if it were an LRP because they opted in to subscribe. And then they also get the DigestZen, the 5 milliliter DigestZen that we are getting on our rewards order. They get that with their enrollment order. And then the Lifestyle Mini Magazine, the new enrollment magazine that everybody gets as a new enrollment. So you can see how they can max out on the samples. Plus, because they got that foundational kit, they got that glass bottle with the peppermint, their Pebble Diffuser for being 150. So you really want to make sure that you're helping your new customers to subscribe right away when they enroll, or they'll miss out on some of those freebies on their very first order. So it's not just for their first LRP order, it's for their enrollment order too, which is really exciting. So of course it's going to be the same kind of tiers if percentage. So not a lot is actually changing in how LRP works. It's just our rewards order, right, that we're calling it. And then there's the VIP status at 30%, and the rewards built in along the way. So the VIP status, when you reach that, the 30%, you get new product info first, which people love to be in the know, right? They love to know the new things first. And they also will get the perk. It's the VIP bag, right? And those of us who are already at the 30% will be getting that as well, but this is something for people to build up to. Product of the month update, they're expanding the ways we can earn the product of the month. So if you have the Foundational Wellness Bundle, the VMG plus E Omega bundle, you're no longer limited to ordering between the 1st and the 15th. You'll qualify any day during the month for the free product of the month. Even the VMG Plus and E Omega bundle, which is only 100 PV products, still qualifies for the product of the month at just 100 PV any day of the month as long as it's a rewards order. So you're no longer limited to the 15th and 125 PV. And that's again just an extra perk because they're really encouraging, let's get everybody possible on foundational wellness products for all the reasons that if you haven't tuned in yet to the new revamped wellness workshop that Tanya does, there's still one more where you can earn or have a chance to win the free foot spa. And that's for wellness advocates too. You don't have to just be a new person. So there's one more chance next Thursday. Right, Tanya? Yeah. But also, just to tune in as a wellness advocate, you've heard all of it most likely, but she incorporated a lot of the great info that we heard on Jumpstart that Dr. Riggs shared. A lot of the science she condensed down to bite-sized pieces that are digestible for a layperson. And it is packed with information, but it's actually a little bit shorter. So 45, I think 50 minutes was the maximum of those first two. And you need to hear it and then also get ready to teach it yourself because you're going to want to record it yourself, have your own version out there for your customers. Take advantage of the classes, of course, invite people and use the recordings. But it has been newly revamped. And I just encourage you all to tune in. Tanya, you came on, did you want to say anything about that?
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, it's 45 minutes is what
Yeah.
we've got it down to. So I really like the information is so compelling. If you guys were paying attention to Dr. Riggs, I went back and looked through that science and it's just groundbreaking. The clinical studies are just phenomenal. So if you haven't watched that wellness webinar, it now features that data and it's like study after study after study, but in a really consumable, like 5th grade level way.
Yeah.
That was kind of the goal, that you can't hear all that information and not want all of it. VMG, E Omega, PB Restore, and then some oils.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I was really impressed with how she was able to condense it down, and it's going to be the same class every time again. And I just love that Tanya's being real responsive to our feedback because having the different classes, the metabolic health and switching topics, the essential oils, the three different ones, it was a little overwhelming. And the consistency of having it be the same every time. But then we're going to be recording specialized classes just for people who do need to learn more about metabolic health in the MetaPower line or sleep or whatever it is. And of course, we have the ongoing continuing education classes that we can plug into. But those are going back to being the same. They're still on 2 Thursdays a month. Just pay attention to the calendar on those because it won't always be like the second and fourth or whatever because we have different corporate events and she has a personal life and things too what she's planning around. But she's also trying out a Saturday. And I know this Saturday was not that well attended. So if you want a Saturday option, get people on it. So there was a lot of feedback that people would like a weekend option, and she did one this last Saturday. And the Thursday one was a lot more well attended. So if you haven't been paying attention to the calendar and when she's doing wellness workshops, make sure you are watching for that next Saturday one and get people on that because I think it's a really good option. Some people just cannot do the time slot that we have on Thursday evenings. Of course, we have the recordings we can share, but there is something so special about being on an event live. I know you all know that, or you wouldn't even be here, right? So, all right, so let's get into the bonus. Earn an extra bonus for February and March. All right, so this is rewards for your personally enrolled members being on the rewards program, like financial rewards for you. So your power of 3, if you're earning your 50, you can get an extra boost and you can earn an extra 50. All right, so if you are earning your 250, you can get a boost and earn an extra 250. If you're earning 1500, your boost is still 250. Okay, so that's what you can earn extra, which is awesome. So once you have your first power of 3, you get to qualify for your boost, and this is February and March. We did get a little hint that this is a kind of test run of something doTERRA is going to be doing. Most people here have probably gotten wind that there are some compensation plan upgrades and enhancements coming. And that's going to be starting April 1st. Those who are going to leadership or tuning in virtually will get to learn all of those details first. So you want to make sure if you're interested in how you can earn more money with doTERRA and how the compensation plan is being enhanced, you're going to want to make sure you are at leadership one way or another, virtually or in person. And then they are telling leaders in advance so that people can start to get prepared to teach their teams. So Tanya already knows all the inside scoop. Sorry, Tanya. Not you don't ask her because she can't tell you. But then they're going to be rolling it out to founders. But don't bother Stephanie and Sue about it. They're going and then diamonds and so it's going to be just so that people are aware and ready.
Platinums and diamonds, I think will be
Platinums and
coming
diamonds,
out
yeah,
on like at the end of this
at
month.
the end of this month, right? So
Everyone else at
Stephanie,
leadership
Tanya, and
retreat.
Sue are gonna be the ones in the know here this week. She already went to the summit
Stephanie.
and learned it, but yeah. So that's exciting, but this is just a preview. Okay? It's not exactly how the compensation plan is changing from my understanding. This is just a boost that we get for February and March only, and then in April, there'll be other ways that we can get boosts to our commissions that will be revealed through the compensation plan enhancements. So you can create an extra $400 in rewards volume or 400 in rewards volume for either or both February and March, not dollars, 400 in rewards volume. So make sure the volume is from your new members. So that means that it has been under, that should be plural new members, not just one person, under a year since you enrolled these members. There's supposed to be a way that we can track this in our back office very soon. That's going to be some kind of widget or enhancement in our back office, an extra area where we're going to be able to see who are the new members we've enrolled in the last year, which ones are on LRP, does it equal up to what it needs to for us to get that boost. But we don't have that yet. You can create an extra 800, or you need to create an extra 800 in rewards volume for both February or March. Make sure the volume's from new members, again, under a year since you enrolled them. So some just kind of charts that they put out on the Jumpstart. This is all in the DMK, by the way, if you want to review any of these things. So you're just some examples here. If you're your current power of three, and then your growth target, and then what you can earn extra. So obviously $100, 500, 1750. You can qualify for one boost per account per month. So it just depends on which one you're earning, which level you're earning first. Okay, so there were some different charts thrown out for what that would look like if you are boosting with 400. So that again is just your new members that you've enrolled in the last year. Are they on LRP? If so, add up how much that LRP volume comes to. If it's 400, if it's 800, depending on which level you're at. So you can see there, if it's not at that, then you're not going to earn it. You're just going to stick with your 50, which is great. That's still your power of three bonus there on the first line. But if you do have new members you've enrolled in the last year on LRP, so again, we have the rest of this month to work on this if we're not there yet. Then you're going to get that extra 50 for a total of 100. So it's just giving examples going down. The dashes or hyphens there just mean you don't have that volume. You don't have the 400 or the 800. And that just showing what you can potentially earn if you do, which is nice if you are earning your 250 or 1500 and you're not quite at that 800 in new LRP volume in the last year, you can still get the 50 if you're at 400. So there's still a little, boost there. You don't have to just go for the 800 or nothing, which is nice. So the total amount of LRP volume ordered in a month from members personally enrolled by you. I love this because this is all about each of us and our individual work that we're doing in our business. So new member enrollment months, it would go back, if this month is November, it goes back to starting November of last year. Okay, so that's where they're going to be looking. That's where it's going to go back to. And this is another separate example. I don't know all the differences here or why it matters. I just really want to.
Crystal, that was the
Yeah.
same chart. I actually made that chart. I put it
Oh,
in
you did?
again so that we could, sorry, there's an extra little dash up there.
Oh,
I saw.
okay. That was
Um,
the only difference I could find. I'm like, I'm not sure what they're going for here.
It was, I just thought once you explained how to calculate that, it would make more sense looking back at that chart.
Oh, okay. Thank
If
you.
that makes sense. So
Yeah, absolutely. Because then you can see if you've got the 250, you have a
Yeah.
400 in LRP volume. Now you get 300. But if you bump that up and you have 800 in new LRP volume from new enrollments in the last year, now it's 500. So just making sure that is crystal clear in the example. This is also in the DMK. It was kind of buried in a PowerPoint that they have there. So this is all from døTERRA, but it's really helpful. Because we don't have the tracker yet, and I tried today, I have not been able to get an answer on when the tracker is going to be showing up in our back office that we're supposed to be getting to track all of this. For right now, if you want to know today and you just can't handle waiting any longer to see if you would qualify for this, log into your back office, go to your detailed genealogy. So hover over the team tab, select detailed genealogy. I see there's chat things coming in. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just going to make sure that we answer any questions. Oh, Tanya's over there answering questions. But for anybody watching the recording too, it's good if we have questions over this to cover it. If they've been on LRP for several months, but you enrolled them within the year, will they still count? Yes. So this is every month going forward. No, it's just February and March. There'll be something else, some other kind of boost that may be very similar. They can't, tell everybody yet. So I honestly don't even know because I'm not in the group that gets to know that yet. But there will be enhancements like this, similar to this in our compensation plan going forward. It may not be exactly the same, if that makes sense. So just focus on this being for February and March. All right, so you've gone to your detailed genealogy. You make sure your ID is in there. Levels are 1 to 1. You don't want any other levels because you want yourself as the enroller to be the qualifying entry here. And you want your entire organization because what this is going to do is filter out anyone that wasn't enrolled by you. So your enroller tree at level 1 is just whoever you've enrolled will show up. Doesn't matter where they're placed in your organization. They will show up when you run the filters this way. And then you can check which things you want to show up maybe you don't want all of those things. You just want to know how to contact them. You don't really need their member ID. You can uncheck that. So most of you have done this kind of filtering in your detailed genealogy before, so you kind of get that. Select anything you might want. Maybe you do want their mailing address. Maybe you just want their cell phone number so that you can create a spreadsheet that you can use to contact people. So reorder the columns however you want, if that's something you want to do. Customize how they're going to show up. And then customize your settings. So the filters tab. So you want them to be active and you want to know everyone who's on LRP. You don't want to just see the new members. So you're going to say no on that, but then update report. And what you're going to get is a custom report that shows all of your personally enrolled members who are on LRP. Now, you could do this differently. You could filter it so that the people who aren't on LRP would show up so you can see that. But if you're just trying to determine if you do already have the necessary volume, then you would run this report so that you're only seeing the people on LRP. And then you want to make sure their enrollment date is showing when you check those columns that show up. And that way you'll be able to add it up and see, do I have it? How far off am I? Then you could go back, create another report of everybody who's not on LRP, go by their enrollment date, contact them, start sampling them with the VMG, right? Getting them excited about getting on LRP next month so you have that volume. So calculate your personal growth volume. That's what they're calling it, the PGV. You'll be hearing that a lot. Get your calculator out or a spreadsheet and prepare to do some math. So sort your report by enrollment date column. So as soon as you click on that where it's highlighted purple, when you click on that column header, it's going to automatically sort your entire list by first to last. Okay, so when you click on the enrollment date column header, your most recent enrollments will automatically go to the top of the list. And then your personal growth volume is going to include all LRP orders placed in the current month from personally enrolled members who enrolled in the previous 12 months. And you can see their enrollment date in the next column. So you'll be able to go, okay, I'm going to go back to January of last year or February of last year because it's going to start in February. So that's what you want to know. But if you were able to earn it this month, you want to see what would it look like this month. Add up the LRP volume for January. So identify your personal enrollments within the previous 12 months, add up their LRP volume, the PV for your personally enrolled members for this month. What have they ordered this month or what are they scheduled to order? Because you can also see that column. If they haven't placed their LRP order yet, you can see what their LRP, of course, that could change when they actually place that and they run their order. But you can have a column that shows you exactly what they've got in their cart right now. Optional, you can check the next LRP PV amounts and dates so that way you can estimate any pending LRP volume for the month of January. Okay, so I would do that so that you can see before you freak out because there's a lot of people who haven't placed their LRP yet this month, right? And then your total personal growth volume for January, you're going to add up. So they have purple highlighted with that square. Those are all of their people who are on LRP that they enrolled in the last year from starting. This was run in, so you can see the dates of when they enrolled. So theirs went back to June. That was just the example. And then you can add up how much was their LRP. And this person has 985 in new LRP volume from people who were enrolled in the last year. So that's what that PGV you'll hear going forward. Their new personal growth volume, their total is 985. So they're good for the highest level of boost if they also earn their 250 or 1500. So that's a way that you can do that manually. Any questions on that? Any feedback on that? Anything that did not make sense before I move forward? Are we excited about that? Who's excited to double their boost, their commission, their volume for, or their reward amount money for your power of three? That's exciting, right? And that's just, like I said, a preview of what we're going to be experiencing. And I love that. It's focusing more on what you individually are doing with your new customers. That is the whole point, from what I'm hearing, of some of the compensation plan upgrades. It's a very exciting opportunity, Heather. Yes, I totally agree with you. Thank you for chiming in with that.
I
All
think
right.
I have a question.
Yes.
Um, Lavana, yes.
Hi.
On the LRP, if we back up, you said subscription. If they tag so I don't know what that new subscription is. I'm like confused about LRP versus subscription or rewards. Like I hear LRP, I hear subscription, I hear rewards. And if
I
I'm
will
confused,
agree
my
with
clients are
you.
going to be really confused.
Yeah, the verbiage has been a little confusing, and there's been a lot of feedback to døTERRA that we need to not call it so many different things. They're not going to be calling it LRP anymore. They're just shortening it to rewards. So your rewards order, right? But within your rewards order, you can check a box that puts that on subscription, which means it'll be on every month's order until you unclick that box, right? So those are the
Okay.
things that you're subscribed to. Whereas, you can add other things to your LRP. Maybe I need a bottle of lavender this month, but I'm not ordering that every single month. Well, I'll put it on my rewards order this month, but not subscribe to it. Whereas my VMG and E Omega, I'm subscribing to every month. So that's
And
really
when you do a subscription, there are extra benefits.
Yes, and that's going to be some of those perks and things. Like if you click subscribe when you first enroll, your new enrollment, if you don't click that subscription box that I want to start getting this VMG E Omega bundle every month, you're not going to qualify for all of those rewards that you could get if you were going ahead and setting up the subscription. But I don't know if Tanya or Stephanie, wants to chime in at all because I know
I'll
it's
chime in.
confusing and I'm
I'll chime in
sorry.
on this. So
Yeah,
they actually all mean the same thing,
right.
subscription, LRP, or rewards. However, because it was confusing to me too. So the language, the program is now going to be called in the US, Canada market rewards, or sometimes you see the O in front of it, like O rewards, but we just call it rewards. That's what's going to be marketed out to people. It's the rewards program. So that's what we're putting in our class. They were incorporating some subscription language, and it's still there on the site, but the leadership basically came back and said, we don't like it after all. So it's kind of a crazy thing because a lot of top leaders for several years as a group have been pushing like, can we go to subscription language? That's what everybody's doing. And then døTERRA went ahead and did it. And then they were like, never mind. I think that trend is kind of dying and it's actually maybe not the right direction, is what like Diamonds and Above started telling døTERRA. And so they announced to us at the summit, like, we heard you, you wanted it, we gave it to you. Then you said, never mind, we were wrong. We kind of don't want that language. And they said, that's okay. Sometimes this happens when marketing moves fast. We're going to pull back on that word, but it's going to take a while for that to start to kind of go away. So you're still going to see subscription up there for a while, but eventually, from what I'm hearing, it's going to be more just rewards out front to our customers. But whenever we're talking business and compensation plan, you're still going to hear LRP. And I asked Sarah Marie personally, I don't know what to call it. Why am I hearing both? And she said, because it's only the North American market that has changed to rewards, but the company as a whole is still loyalty rewards program. So when we're talking back end business compensation, we're still referring to everything as LRP. So we're going to have to, for now, just get used to rewards. Loyalty rewards program means the same thing. And then subscriptions kind of going to be woven in and hopefully going away. Is that a really
Oh, great. I agree. I love that
explanation?
subscriptions are going away because I just feel like I'm subscribed to everything. Like
That's why they're wanting it to go away. They're like, people were really into it, but now they're starting to be like oversubscribed, and so that it's like more of a trigger word. So there's some
yeah, it is a
mixed
trigger.
feelings on it, but it sounds like they're overwhelmingly hearing people kind of wanting to move away. But it's going to take a while to redesign everything and get that language off, probably.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's built into our carts now. So that's what I don't understand fully because
That's
there's
it's
my
only built in.
subscription.
It's only built into some carts because they did an initial rollout on the
Mhm.
3-month planning. And if you see that, you were part of that initial rollout, but there were some glitches with that. So I'm just going to let you guys know if you or a customer saw some glitches, because what was happening is some like last month's order was getting inserted into like February's cart, and it was like doubling up people's amount, which is not good. And so there was like a big like alert that we all put out to døTERRA, and they put the brakes on it over the weekend and said, we're not rolling it out to anyone else until we get this fixed. So you
Okay.
hear some people go, why do I have twice as much in my cart? Do your best to kind of put out that fire and explain there was a glitch. I'm sorry. So as they're going to redesign that,
Okay, good.
sounds like, and I don't know if they're still going to use the word subscribe on that or not, but that was just something that was indicating, please load this up on all the future months as well.
Okay, well, Sylvia
Yeah.
says it's fixed now on hers, but mine, I must
Okay.
have rolled out later because when I go to my subscriptions, I have February and March. And this was the thing they were hoping to achieve is like if you knew you want to order different things in March already, then you could go ahead and change it. But
Have
it's
automatic
adding
info.
everything from the first
Yeah,
one to
it's
the
not
second
supposed to
one,
be doing that.
and I
Yeah.
could even add future months still in mine. So I just went into
I
my
bet you that because they're rolling it out in waves, they're probably fixing it in waves too.
Yeah, because mine showed up pretty recently. It wasn't one of the first ones. I think it was just this month. So, yes, hopefully that will be a distant
Yeah.
memory.
Yeah.
Real quick question. So we would say in the rewards program,
Mhm.
eventually they're going to make it so that you can select certain products to be continual and some that after you order it the next month it will drop off
I
without.
think their actual goal is anything that's in your rewards order will automatically be monthly. But then if you throughout the month need to order something and you still want LRP points for it, you can use that instant rewards order. Which I have
Okay.
done, like when we had BOGOs. That's really
Okay.
nice. It's not setting up another LRP that I have to go back and remember to delete. It's just a
So
one-time instant order. And
Oh,
that's
okay.
called
I've
instant
not seen
reward.
the instant reward. I've not seen that yet. So that
Did
I
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have a question.
Okay.
So like there was a video on YouTube from døTERRA from back in September, and they were saying that if you that you could make it like monthly, or and then if you want to take out, like if you had like their example was like the foundational wellness and then lemon, but you didn't want lemon the next month, then
Mhm.
you put one
Yes.
time, you check a one-time order. Is that changing? Is that what you're saying,
I
Crystal?
don't actually know because that the
I
information
don't.
Tanya just gave us is new too, and I don't know for sure
Well,
if
I think that's still the plan. They haven't told us they're changing that plan, but when they rolled it out, it wasn't working correctly. So all we know is they're fixing it right now. Does that mean they're gonna do it so it's not that way? I don't think so, but it's possible. I don't know on the IT end because they're right in the middle of like the hood is up there in the engine fixing it right now. So we'll see
okay.
if that functionality is gonna look differently and or
Which I
not.
kind of liked that idea that I could add stuff to my LRP and just uncheck a box for it
Yeah.
not to be added for the next month. The only problem with that as wellness advocates is then we also have to make sure that doesn't drop our order below 100 for our weekly fast start commissions, inadvertently going, oh, I was
There's
just
a new
over that.
pop-up though
Yeah.
if you below 100, so it gives you an alert,
Yes. So
which
that's
is
good. So I like all of those features that they're adding in. The pop-ups and the alerts for customers too to let them know, hey, you're within this much of getting the free thing that you could qualify for. Do you want to add anything? Other companies have been doing that, and I don't feel attacked or upsold or bombarded. I'm thankful. I'm like, oh, good. I didn't want to miss out on free shipping, if I just order one more thing. So I like that we have those things showing up. I think IT is doing a good job of doing some upgrades, but with that, there have been some things that people have, like Tanya said, decided, actually, we don't like that verbiage. It's turning people off. Let's make sure because it reminds you of your Amazon cart, right? Where you subscribe to something and it's there forever and ever and ever, and you have to hunt for how to be able to take it off and you get it in the next month. You're like, oh man, I meant to push that out farther or whatever. And so people have this negative connotation where at first subscription seemed like a great word. And by the time doTERRA started using it, people were like, no. So they're being responsive at this point, and hopefully that will shift. We'll see what all those changes look like. Okay, so new discounts for targeted health. So the foundational wellness bundles that you've seen, the customizable add-ons will be shifting also or being added to, which is great. So you've got your bundle there for 149, your Serenity products you can add for 38. And then you're at the point where if this is a new enrollment, you're getting the free diffuser. So they're going to see those add-ons as customizable options in their cart, which will be nice. And there are some available already. those discounts. So just adding to the customizable add-ons that we can take advantage of. So I love this because I get the Terrazyme and the pomegranate cherry. I'm so glad it's back. I'm never, ever, ever ordering the regular flavor again. We're never, ever getting back together, right? I'm not a Swiftie at all. I just know the words of that one song, but it did go through my mind as soon as I heard that the pomegranate cherry was coming back in January. But it's nice because it's already bundled, so it's not taking up two of my options for add-ons. It's just the one. So yeah, and then the DDR Prime, the frankincense capsules, awesome. The Serenity. So just depending on your targeted health needs, are you wanting to add on the collagen and Terrazyme? Are you wanting to add on the Serenity? You need that for sleep. So I love that they're adding to that, and we can expect more add-ons in the future based on most popular products, needs, and then of course what they consider foundational wellness. So sleep is one of those issues. The Meta Power advantage, of course, falls into that. That we want people incentivized and encouraged to add those things on that are just going to improve their health in lots of different ways, from meeting their daily nutritional needs through VMG and E Omega. All right, so a reminder here, we have the Wave of Wellness Team Challenge that Tanya put out to us after convention, or at convention for those who are at the team party. And she's got some graphics and things that you can take advantage of. But basically, this started in September at convention. So anyone you enrolled in different states around the country between then and the end of March would count for this. And these are the different levels. So if you get 25 states, you get the most rewards there. You can see what all of those are. You get your convention ticket reimbursed, personal strategy session with Tanya, a gift box. So that's pretty awesome. First place, if you get 15 states, you still get to, all three levels, get to attend the virtual retreat. The post-retreat personal strategy session with Tanya for first place, and the spoiled gift box as well, just not the convention ticket. And then second place is if you get 5 states. So we still have until the end of March to do this. I want all of us to do this. This is super doable. Who do you know in those states, maybe that's already a customer that you could reach out to with a special if they find someone to refer to you, that kind of thing. Put it out on your social media. Hey, I'm looking for someone in such as such state, however you want to do it, but find people in these places in just 5 different states. You have all these options, and maybe some of you are already most of the way there. If you don't know, again, use your detailed genealogy. You can go back, filter it down to just your enroller tree, level 1. So that's all your enrollments, and make sure to click the box under filtering your columns that shows states, and then look at the dates. And as long as you just start with September going forward, they will count through March. So see where you're at for now, do a report, see how many more states you need to get to any of these levels, and then save the date. Our virtual retreat is going to be awesome. You're not going to want to miss it. She's trying to make this super accessible for all of us to be able to get there, and it's on April 5th, 10 to 2 Mountain Time, so adjust for your time zone. But this is something we should all be able to achieve. And it's a great incentive for us to at least get that second place. But go for 15, go for 25. You've got time. You've got the VMG sampling campaign she gave us to help you work toward that. So get these different states marked off that are, and of course, the state you live in counts as one. So that should be easy, right? And then the other states maybe surrounding you, or where you're from, or where you have family. Focus that however you need to. She gave some great tips when she introduced this. Just wanted to put that out as a reminder to you. Our Monday meetups this month. So of course today and then the next 2 weeks. And Tanya and Stephanie have awesome stuff they'll be sharing with us. So make sure to keep joining us. We're back to regular programming now that the holidays are over. Okay, so what questions or feedback do we have? I would love to hear really at this point. We just have like 5 minutes left, but we started a little late. That was my fault. So I would love to hear what you are working on for jumpstarting your year. What things have you implemented already? What do you know you need to put in place for goals and how to get there? mindset, personal development, any of those categories, action steps for growing your business, things you're committing to, just throw them out there because that's what the point of the Jumpstart 25 training was, to get us excited and inspired and thinking about how we are going to take advantage of what døTERRA is offering us, from exciting new products and promos to new ways to boost our income. So what are you doing about it? That's what I would love to hear, for whoever's brave enough to unmute and come tell us some things you're working on. Twinka, go for it.
So I have an amazing account manager now. I have Sherry Gordon, and she don't mess around.
Awesome.
And so I'm utilizing the daily action sheet, and that I feel like is really amazing because it gives me like a task to check off every day. I enrolled for Silver Club, and so I've already started planning events for those months. And so that's probably the two biggest things that I'm working on. And reading, of course, self-development stuff. I'm reading Eric Worre's Go Pro right now, and that's pretty amazing. So I feel really super positive about 2025 that, this is going to be a big year. I'm
Yes,
excited.
it is. You were right. And that's why we're seeing some of these things roll out, because døTERRA is preparing us for a big year. And I'm glad you mentioned about the worksheets and things that your account manager has you working on, because I meant to mention that at the beginning. In the DMK now, we have a bunch of things that Hal Elrod actually created specifically for wellness advocates, about mindset, goal setting, working toward changing things that may be off in your mindset, those kind of things. So check through the assets there, see which ones maybe would be a good fit for you and your goals and what you're working on. But there were several. I think almost every month that he spoke, which was 5 or 6 months that he did those calls, he created some kind of worksheet or even a whole booklet of things to help us with moving forward in our business. And they're pretty timeless. It wasn't just for that month or even just for January, because he's really big on, you don't need a January 1st to start over and start fresh. Every morning is a chance, right? With the Miracle Morning, every morning is a chance to make it the best day of your life. So, all right.
That's
So
what
make sure to check those out.
I was thinking, listening to him on Jumpstart, because I just wasn't in a place like to do the class every month. But I was like, now that they're recorded and I can do them on my own time, this would be a good time to go back and redo those
Yeah,
to do.
yeah, for sure. And Tanya put in the chat the Wave of Wellness resources. It's in her Google Drive and her Builder area if you're watching the recording.
I put a
Pam,
few things in there too. The
okay,
BMG resources are in
yes.
there. Silver Club application. I was going to go find the Hal Elrod in DMK and put it in there, but does anyone remember what it's called? Like, I'm not finding it under his name or Miracle
What was the
Morning.
name of those calls?
I know I'm blanking on
I'm
it too.
blanking on it too. I'm thinking empowered. That's not it. It was something else. Anyway, I'll
Towards,
see if I can
okay.
find it. And when I send out the recording, I can include that so people can find it quickly. Because I meant to do that before the call, and then I got
Peak performance. That's
peak
what it is.
performance. Thank you.
Ramona
Yes.
put it in.
Okay. Thank
I'll go
you,
find it.
Donna. Okay. Pam is asking about a recording of the virtual retreat on April 5th. I'm sure that we can work that out. And if you qualified, Tanya can get you access to that, because I know every date is not going to work for every person. But she said she doesn't know if we'll be able to yet. So it is a long event and there are some very interactive things that we're planning. So it could be difficult, but we'll see. She said maybe. So no commitment there. She's working on thinking through that.
We're still
Uh,
working on what topics and what speakers and what's recordable and what's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least some aspects I would think we could share with those who qualified, but for some reason had a conflict. But if you can make it work for even parts of it, it will be well worth it. Romana says she's working on reconnecting with customers after a hard 2024. You go, girl. That's awesome. It's a fresh start. Joy is working on class hosts, asking 2 people a day if they'll host. Her goal is 4 to 8 classes or one-on-ones a month. Those are awesome, very specific, practical goals that you are working on your pipes there. So then, yeah, Tanya put the Silver Club application. Yay, Pam, you're applying for Silver Club too. Sylvia got hers approved. Awesome. Ramona said she watched Hal's first peak performance call this morning, right? Wrote her affirmation statement. So yeah, you can go back into the peak performance area of the DMK and watch those. If you missed any of them, if you didn't even know they were happening, you can go back and watch those and get inspired and get those tools that he created for that. And Heather said she got her Silver Club approval too. Yay, very exciting. So good to see a lot of our team opting into that. It is a fantastic program that just solidifies those habits that are going to help you be more consistent and work toward the goals that you're setting. So anybody else want to share before we end? Anything you're doing, anything you're inspired to work
I
on?
I'm working on stuff. I'm fairly new, revamping, rejumping my business, and I first thing I did is I've actually just got this and all the other meetings on my calendar. So organization, like you got to be organized. So I can't jump into anything else if I'm not organized.
Mhm.
Like you talk about DMK, and I've been on there twice, but I don't own it. Like I don't own it yet, and I need to own it to utilize the resources. So
Mhm.
just taking and marking time off my calendar to go in and learn those resources. I do a lot of my business online, and I'm almost done rebuilding my store, and I created a Oils 101 digital product just to collect names and emails. So I have opportunities to help people. And I'm working on memorizing and learning to teach about all the new product. I think the new foundational wellness products are the bomb, shiggity bomb. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Yay. Very good. Okay. So let's see, just a few other comments. Pam had her first classes in person for the first time in a long time, beginning of January, end of December. Awesome. And AJ was saying, yeah, she enjoyed being challenged by Silver Club twice. It's really good. The peak performance calls are under the Jumpstart part of the DMK. Thank you so much, Ramona, for making sure we are clear on where to find those. So everybody go find that. Watch the Jumpstart if you haven't yet. You have just few more hours before that's taken down. You can skip through parts if you already learned it, or put it on double speed if you can listen that fast or whatever. But it's well worth it. And then take advantage of those things that Hal created just for us to move forward in our businesses. And let's make it a great 2025, which starts with making it a great day, right? We still have some day left, but starting with new habits tomorrow morning and new intentions. If you haven't already done that for the new year, every day is an opportunity to move forward, to have a different mindset, to know that we are worthy and capable. Just it's a matter of solidifying our commitment and knowing that it's never too late, right? So Romana was saying that, yeah, 2024 was hard for her, but she's not giving up and she's starting fresh, and all of us have that same opportunity every day. So all right, that's it for tonight. We'll be back. I think next week is Tanya's week, right?
No, it's
Tanya? Oh,
Stephanie's
it's
next
Stephanie.
week.
Okay.
I can't
All right.
remember what her topic is.
I don't
I'm
remember
gonna be
either.
doing the next week after that, and we're going to be talking about DIY events.
Oh yeah,
Because
DIY
there's a
event.
lot of people that are really killing it in doTERRA right now doing DIY events. So
Yeah.
excited about that.
Awesome. Can't wait for that. And I know Stephanie's training will be awesome next week. We don't remember what it is, but that's okay. She'll tell us. We'll watch the Facebook groups and we'll see you back next week. Good night, everybody.